Hi, I'm Mark. This is my October review for Libra Sun sign and Libra rising. If you're a Libra Sun sign, it's your birthday. It's an important time of the year for you. This is the end of the solar cycle. This is what we call solar return. The Sun loses its energy as it becomes closer to your birthday. So the week or so before, you could feel a little bit lacking energy. You could pick up slight illnesses. Then, on your birthday, that's the time to make your New Year's resolutions. They're more likely to stick on your birthday than they ever would on the 1st of January. So it's a time of seeing out the old year, looking back, see what you've achieved, see if there's failures and where you can improve, and then make a list and put down your resolutions for the new year ahead. There are 2 full moons in October. The first is in Aries on the 1st, and the second is in Taurus on the 31st. And the second is a blue moon, but it's a calendar blue moon. It's not an astrological blue moon because it doesn't happen in the same sign. It doesn't have quite the same significance. Nevertheless, there are 2 full moons, and the first one is very acute for those of you born between the 27th of September and the 4th of October. You'll feel this one very strongly. The moon will be in the 7th house. It's about relationships. It's also conjunct the planet of healing, Chiron. So there may be an opportunity here for you to heal past hurts in relationships and get over those patterns that were psychologically damaged from the past. Full moon on your birthday or around your birthday is fantastic news. This means there's going to be major breakthroughs in the year ahead. This means that there could be major life events ahead that will change and enrich your life. With the full moon in the 7th house of relationships, equality in relationships, balance will be highlighted, and you have to have balance in things. The Sun in your 1st says you need to get on and do things now. You need to motivate yourself. You can't hang around waiting for others. You need to do something for yourself now. The moon may have needs, maybe that you have to support your partner, or it could be the other way around. With Venus in your 12th house, you'll be more mindful. You'll want to concentrate more on the finer things in life. You won't be so concerned with money. You'll be more concerned with the quality of your life. It may make you a little bit more withdrawn, but you'll be more thoughtful. You'll be more aesthetic. On the 4th, Pluto, who's been going retrograde in your 4th house for the last 6 months, will move direct. So this means things will start to move forward again. This means that maybe if you were doing alterations or transformations within the home, they can now take a leap forward. Maybe that you've been on furlough and had to stay at home through the pandemic, and now things will get back to normal. Things will start to improve for you. Pluto in the 4th is also about inner transformation. Whatever you see on the outside in someone's life, it's a reflection of what's going on inside as well. So now you can carry on with this inner transformation and get things moving in the right direction now. When Pluto's retrograde, the energy turns inward and it slows things down. You need to be more reflective rather than active. Now, moving direct, you can be very active again now. On the 8th is a good day for looking at finances. Mercury is in your 2nd house finances, and Mercury will alight your mind, so you'll be very quick thinking. So it's a good day of thinking up new ways to make money, or maybe inventive ways to save money. And on the 9th, we talked about Pluto going direct. Well, you're going to be tested because it bangs heads with Mars, who's going backwards now. So this is a day when you will be tried and tested, and if the work you've done over the past has worked out well, then you'll have no problems. But if problems come up, if there's anger, you need to analyse this and think why. You need to make necessary changes going forward. The 10th and 11th would be good for you to do some self-discovery. You have to motivate yourself. There could be opportunities around. You could bring out feelings from deep within of what you want to do, what will make your life better, what will improve you, and how you may expand your life. Leading up to the 15th, it'll be a good time to do some purging. Get rid of anything that's not useful in your life, anything that's old and worn out, anything that's no longer relevant. And why is this? Because on the 16th there's a new moon. And if you're born between the 13th and the 19th, this is going to be especially true for you. New moons are about new ventures, about sowing new seeds, about new events happening. And if your birthday's around that time, you could have a new job next year. You could have a new lover, new friends. You could have a new car, a new house. All these things may happen next year if you sow the seeds now. But new moon is about sowing the seeds to harvest later on. 17th and 18th are what I would call a culmination day, where everything has now come together. This is quite critical. If you've been skillful, if you've been clever and intelligent, then things will work out smoothly and you'll have no problems. If you haven't, then the things that come up today will be quite hard to deal with. You could have issues surrounding duty. You could have issues surrounding relationships. This is why earlier on we was talking about getting the balance. You need to get that balance. If anger comes up today, or if other feelings and issues come up, then you need to deal with them. You need to take a long, hard look around you at the world and see where you can make changes. If you feel isolated, then you haven't integrated people enough. You haven't worked on your relationships enough. If you feel overpressured and overburdened, perhaps you've given too much. The whole thing is about getting that balance. On the 21st, the Black Moon Lilith moves into your 8th house. Now wherever she is, she casts a shadow. And she highlights things that you're not comfortable with, that you have a lack of. And then you can deal with these. In the 8th house, it's about transformation. So whatever she highlights will help to transform you. Could be that she highlights shared resources, and that you have a fear that you won't have enough. Could be that she highlights sex, because you confuse sex and love. Could be that she highlights the unconscious, because you're afraid of the unconscious. Whatever it is, you've got time to work on these things, and she will guide you and help you to get through this period of transition. Between the 21st and the 27th is a time to get things out in the open, discuss things, whether it's at work or in relationships or to do with finances. All the loose ends need to be tied up. Make sure everything's discussed and worked out. Be practical, be sensible. Why? Because on the 28th, Mercury turns retrograde. And when Mercury's retrograde, communication becomes difficult. It becomes clouded. It's not as easy, it's not as straightforward. Things get misunderstood and misinterpreted. So you've got time to get all the loose ends tidied up before this happens. On the 31st, it's that second full moon we was talking about. This time it's in Taurus. This will highlight areas of resources, your resources and shared resources. It may also highlight issues of dependency, emotional and financial. This is why it was so important to get all those things discussed about and out in the open before Mercury went retrograde. Because under this full moon, with Mercury retrograde, it will be very difficult to discuss things and express things. They may not come out right. You'll have a lot of emotions coming up from the unconscious with this full moon, and you may not be able to express them. So get all the loose ends tidied up earlier and all will be well. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'm glad to hear from you, and have a good birthday.